Okay, hi everyone. I'm going to talk to you about balance in a Tai Chi context. So balance is so important. Falls and accidents relating to balance can have a huge impact on our lives, and just in everyday life, balance has a quality of confidence about it, and it's a central part of Tai Chi training. So I'm just going to talk to you about some of the sort of structural dynamics that are going on. So for instance, our feet are like tripods. So you can think about this as being the pad behind the big toe, this being the pad behind the little toe, and this being the heel, and then the toe sticking out in front, which we want to use for more subtle work. So we want the weight dropping in roughly in the center of the tripod. We call this the bubbling well point. Now, we can stand on that. So we can stand on our tripod and balance, but we can also stand on our tripod and balance like this. So I've got a little helper here. This chap. Now, this chap, some kind of little action man type toy. So he can stand and balance on his 2 feet. He's designed like that, not very well on my hand. But the tiniest change, that literally a breath of wind could blow him over. It's a very unstable balance that he achieves by standing on this tripod of that size. It's a very small little tripod to support a whole body. Now, obviously, it's easier when you're standing on 2 feet because you've got the 2 tripods, so you've got the interplay between the 2 of them, and then you've got the front to back. But when you're standing on 1 foot, you're standing on 1 tripod, and this can be quite problematic. If you can keep your net weight dropping into the center of that tripod, then you are, in a sense, always going to be balanced. So the net weight of the shape above is going to be arriving in the center of that tripod. And that is why the body's designed like it is. So Tai Chi terms, Tai Chi can sometimes look like we're going through a series of quite sort of elegant and very carefully constructed postures. And we can do that with the action man type body. Okay? That's not Tai Chi. So Tai Chi is where the joints are always at our disposal. We can always change. So coming back to this image, if I'm standing like this and I'm moving around, my body should wobble. My body should change. I shouldn't be sort of statuesque and sort of stuck in one position. The body should just move so that if my arm goes this way, then the body counteracts a bit this way. If my leg goes forward, then the arms and the body counterbalance a bit. And I'm constantly changing to deliver my weight to the center of the tripod of the foot. If I stiffen up my joints, I can't do that. So then my balance becomes predicated on a very static holding position. And then I can use a lot of force to try to apply a lot of pressure into some of the points on the tripod to try to retain my balance. But really, you want this whole thing to be quite soft. So when you're doing your form or you're doing your Qigong, you want to practice this quality of having very, very soft, changeable joints organized around the dantian, so the body can naturally stay resourced as you move in your form or in your Qigong. And even in standing, even when you're standing, if you're doing a standing Zhangzhuang posture or something like that, then there's this temptation or this tendency anyways for the mind to drift off and the body just to become parked. And that's sort of antithetical to Zhangzhuang. So really, when you're standing, moving, performing some function, some action, the body should stay integrated and the joints should stay accessible. The last thing to say, I just want to add to this, is that when we do things like push hands, it shows up this tendency strongly. It's one of the really skillful things about the way push hands is designed. So if you equate strength to strength tightening and holding around the joints, then the thing that you present to the other person or to the forces of nature is a fixed thing, like the action man figure, and it can topple over. So if you've got like a big sheet of plywood or something like that, and you want to stop it falling over, you can put a brace between the ground and this object, and that will hold it very effectively. And you could push really hard, and that brace will just hold it. But if the plywood changes plane, it's just going to fold. So the difference between bracing and rooting in Taiji is having the joints soft and changeable. And this takes the strength work away from the joints, which is detrimental to the joints, and into the body of the muscles, which is where you want it. So I hope that's helpful. And thank you very much. And if you want more content like this, either subscribe or check out our website. Thanks very much.